so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. It's Thoughts for Rent, Realtors Keeping It Real with Mac Zerflew, Keller Williams Realty, the McKenna team, and Jenni McKenna, broker-owner of McKenna Property Management, and my wife. Hi, Jenni. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you doing, Max?
I'm loving it. It's a good day today.
Is it? Why is it such a good day today?
Because I'm alive and I'm living life and I'm taking advantage of every opportunity I get to have quality moments in my life.
Quality moments. That's an interesting concept.
Are you not fired up for today's discussion?
I am so. Can't you tell? Look, I mean, I am just chill because I like to talk to you about these things, and quality moments is something that I believe in, and I think we've experienced it, and we've been intentional about it within, especially since we've had children.
True, and since our children have graduated from school, because when kids are young and you got soccer and baseball and all this stuff, performances, and they play the tuba and all this stuff, it's harder to get away, right?
Right.
So now that they're out of school, I think what Kai's been out of, I guess he's been out of middle school for like 10 years. So I'd say for the last 10, 11 years, we've really ramped it up.
Well, you're talking about the actual vacations that we've ramped
True that.
up. But I tend to find quality moments, obviously on vacations, but I like to find quality moments that are just in my everyday life. Do you not do that?
Probably not as much as you, but someone asked me, I was talking to somebody today about what we were going to talk about on our podcast. And she said to me, is a quality moment just being alone and just existing alone in your own space? Could that be a quality moment? And I initially said, no, not really. And then I thought, well, who am I to decide what a quality moment is for anybody, for you or for anybody else?
A quality moment for me, I'll give you one that I can think of just right off the top of my head.
Okay.
We have this propane fireplace that's in the backyard. And I went out there and laid on the couch that is back there under the covered patio, turned that fireplace on, and had the most incredible quality moment. I got to see the fire.
When was this?
Just like a couple months ago.
Oh.
Not even a couple months ago, like a month ago.
You turned it on by yourself?
Yeah. I put my feet up there. It was warm. I put the TV on, and the sun was setting. I don't actually get a view of the sunset, but the sky was gorgeous. And for about a half an hour, I just sat there going, this is a great moment. This is a really peaceful, beautiful moment. And I was all by myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of being by yourself, quality moments also came when you were younger and your kids were younger. And normally there was always something going on in the house. But sometimes you'd find yourself in the living room all by yourself. No kids were there. Dog was asleep. Wife wasn't there. You were by yourself. And those are some pretty nice moments. So now that I think about it, being alone can be fun too.
Yes. And I think that the most important thing that I wanted to share is that our life right now, and I say our life meaning just life in general, is very fast paced. Everything is about how quick can you get things done? You know, what computer program will be efficient and eliminate that task so it's all AI or it's, computer generated. And a lot of people are just rushing, and I think they're missing quality moments. I really, and what I'm scared of course, I'm 54 now. So if you had told me this back when I was in my 20s, I would have been like, hey, I got plenty of time. I don't need to worry so much about it. I need to worry about making money. I need to worry about the company. I need to do, and on and on and on. And I think that sometimes we're running around so crazy, so fast about what we think we should be doing that we just forget to take a breath.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I also, you'll notice when you're watching a sporting event or a show, or everybody's literally standing there filming what they're watching.
Yeah.
Every time I see that, I think, you're not enjoying it. You're not enjoying it as if you were just there taking it in. So I do think there's a couple of quality moments that might be lost, opportunities might be lost. But I guess we should probably talk about why we're talking about quality moments.
Well, before you do that,
What's the problem? What's the issue?
before you
We
do
all
that,
have them, right?
I
Don't we?
want to talk about what you just said.
Okay.
So you're right. Whenever you're anywhere, everybody's pulling out their phones and they're trying to get some kind of footage, whether it be people fighting in the parking lot or there was a fender bender in the parking lot. Everybody pulls out their phones, right? And I'm talking about that kind of stuff because that's why people want to get viral. They want something that's
Yeah.
unique and viral. So I get that and I'm okay with that. The other side of it is exactly what you said. Sporting events, are they really present, or are they just trying to get that viral video so that they can post it and then get lots of likes and lots of comments? And I agree with you. I'm in, the minority.
Monogamy? I hope so.
No.
Jeez. Oh,
No, not the majority, but the minority. I think you do miss the opportunity of where you're at if all you're worrying about is what you're filming.
it's like at our daughter's wedding. She made the ceremony cell phone free, so people could be there in the moment and not be taking pictures or trying to take images, but just being in the actual moment.
You know what? And because I didn't have my cell phone for that ceremony, I put my cell phone somewhere else and I missed every photo I could have possibly taken at the reception. So after that, I was like, crap, I forgot.
You got to experience the day.
I did.
Raw and in person and live. So that's better than any image in my estimation.
Yeah, lots of snapshots in my head for that reception.
Beautiful. Those are some good opportunities, good moments. Those are great moments. But we're talking about quality time, quality moments, because we got to give a shout out to Ed Milet. I re-listened to a podcast of his today about quality time, QTR, quality time remaining. And he even says in his podcast, once people are going to be taking this information and then they're going to use it, but that's okay because then people will hear it. And yes, Ed, we're doing it.
We are.
Ed Milet, though, outstanding podcast if you want to check that out too.
Kudos to that.
Great motivational speaker, life coach, author. And the issue or the main topic of the conversation with him was that QTR, quality time remaining. How much do we really have? How much do we know that we have? We don't know. I don't know if in 2 years somebody in my family is going to pass away unbeknownst to me or as a sort of a surprise, and I will have lost time with them because I thought I had plenty of time left.
We all do.
Or it could be me, or it could be a car accident that changes my life dramatically. And if I don't take advantage of the current moment to have quality time, quality moments, I'm going to miss out. So that's the topic today, folks. That's what we're talking about. And we hope that you can take it in and give us some feedback. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are, not only about the topic, but also about good ways to have quality moments with your family or with your partner.
Well, I know that we get a little bit of, I don't want to say criticism, but maybe comments, you and I, about how often we vacation.
Uh-huh.
And we've kind of done that our whole life. We've always made that a priority to vacation either with the kids or with ourselves, going as a couple so that we can make sure that we have a strong marriage and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I look back on that and I think to myself, we needed to do that because we were both healthy. We were both active. This was the time to do it because we never knew what tomorrow was going to look like.
No one knows.
And as we've gotten older, and Max over here doesn't like to hike anymore.
Wait, when did I like to hike exactly?
Well, he never did. But we have to now tone down our vacations a little bit, where it's less walking and more, more of a 50,
I don't know if that's true.
8-year-old.
We were in Strasbourg, France, and you had me biking all over the city, and I was feeling my Cheerios, and I tried to run up the steps of a cathedral and fell over. So yes, maybe you're right a little bit. And we're still able to do stuff.
But wouldn't you agree that as you get older, you do get a little bit more, things are limited?
No, absolutely.
Yeah. So I say to everybody, don't wait. So many people say, do this first, save this now, and then go do that European trip or, motor coach across, the United States. Wait until it's the right time. When's the right time, Max?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything.
If you keep waiting for the right time, it may never come.
And vacationing isn't always relaxing. We're about to go to Arkansas for 2 weeks, and we're leaving Las Vegas. We are going to tow a pontoon boat behind us, and we are going to,
It's finna be relaxing.
well, we hope it is, but let's say getting there is not necessarily going to be relaxing.
No.
The planning of it wasn't relaxing, right? You do all of that so that when you're there for the 2 weeks, you have your quality moments.
Sure.
And that quality moment might literally be sitting overlooking the lake when the sun is setting.
I'm going to yawn because I'm thinking about the sunset.
Okay.
But anyway, you're totally right. And many people, I think, when they go, hey, let's sit around the table here and talk about something we could do, and they go, oh, but it's 20 hours away by car, and oh, we got to book a place, and we got to make sure this is done, and then we got to leave our house and the dogs and and that's why people don't do stuff.
And I feel their pain.
Yeah,
I'm not
sure.
saying that that's not a legitimate, reason. It's just when we're talking about quality moments remaining, we may not have very many.
And this is true we're in our 50s. Well, you're 29, but I'm
I
59,
wish.
58. And we're in our 50s, so we start to look at that a little more intently, right? We start to look at how much time do we have left? Literally.
Quality time. How much
time?
time?
First, I first look at how much time. And I obviously have to remind myself, you don't know, Max.
Correct.
But I don't want people in their 20s and 30s to start going, oh, yeah, I got time. I'll do that when I get to when I'm 40. I'll do that when I get to when I'm 50, when I'm not working so much. It's backwards, right? You work, you're young, you're healthy. You work, you're healthy. Then you don't work and you're not healthy and you can't have fun. It's just totally wrong.
It's
in my
messed up.
estimation. So my advice to a 20-year-old is to say, I got to do stuff now. I'm happy that our children, I say children. Can you say your children when they're in their 20s?
No, they're young adults now.
Our kids, is that a better word?
That'd be good.
They all like to travel and do stuff, and I'm happy about that. And I think it's important to instill in your children and your kids and your family, go do stuff. Don't let the difficulties of the thing stop you from having fun.
Well, so there's quality moments, and then there's vacations, right? Which can be one of the same. But there's also a bucket list. And I think a bucket list is a little different than your quality moments on vacation. I like to look at it as two separate things. The bucket list is great. You know, this is what I want to do. I want to go to Antarctica on a cruise or something like that. But then why not just say, this weekend, I'm going to take Saturday and I am going to hike for 4 hours by myself. And I'm going to actually look at nature, or I'm going to just spend a little time trying to be intentional of getting a quiet moment that is something I'll always remember.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so two
Are we
separate
talking
things.
about bucket list or moments, or what are we doing?
I think it's two separate things.
Well, sure.
So if you...
Well, they are two separate things. So
well, the reason I
point?
bring up bucket list is because a lot of 20-something individuals, the younger group, will always say, oh yeah, I've got my bucket list ready. I'm putting everything on my bucket list. And that's great. Those are usually, in my opinion, they're like the big vacations. They're the ones you really got to save for. You really got to go do. You got to be, ready to take the week off of work or whatever. But when you're talking about quality time, doesn't need to be that.
No, of course not.
And there was an example that, I have a little doggy. His name is Bernie. And when Bernie lands on my lap at the end of the day and kisses my face, I look at that as a memorable moment.
Sure. You probably look at it maybe too much. It's just a dog, honey.
No, but those are the moments that internally make you happy.
I feel like you love the dog more than you love me. Let me just throw it out here in this
unconditional
podcast.
love. That dog gives me unconditional love, Max.
As do I.
What? We'll see about that.
No, it's fun. You're right. A moment when your dog comes up to you and loves you is pretty incomparable. For sure.
This is what I think happens. Life happens. And that moment with the dog, you don't really breathe it in or acknowledge it. And it's like a nothing. And I think the secret is that when you have those moments, you identify them and then you kind of put them in your brain and go, I just had one of those.
Sure. I agree. It's important to note them. It's most important to have them, and then important to realize you just had one. And I think we talk about vacations, bucket list, moments. What we have to also do is where we live, we can't just become the go home, have a meal, go to bed, watch Netflix, chill.
Go to bed and then watch Netflix,
Well, whatever.
or watch
They're not
Netflix and then
necessarily
go
in
to
order.
bed.
You go home, Netflix and chill, go to bed. All these things, we just repeat that. And if we just did that, it's just a sign of just accepting what our life is. But what you've done lately, and I've jumped on board with it, is we've really embraced our city. And we happen to live in Las Vegas, so there's lots of stuff to do.
Such a cool
And
city.
I think it's probably that opportunity exists in any city in America, any town even. Maybe there's a new restaurant that you wouldn't even think about trying because I don't know, I like to go to this place. But you need to try all the new things and try different things. And here in Vegas, the other day, we went to a restaurant called S. Grizzy by Chef Mark on Blue Diamond and Rainbow that was outstanding.
Correct.
And if we were in our normal, we went to a movie, and normally we would have been like, let's just get something quick or maybe something at the casino next to the movie theater. But we now make a conscious effort to try new things and create quality time and moments in new places. So I think that's very helpful.
And we did. And that's really what happened. We went there. We enjoyed the meal. We had a conversation. The chef came over, introduced himself. It was
nice.
It was a great moment. And it was one of those things that you just got to keep going with. But if you weren't intentional, if we weren't intentional,
it would have
on
been a
making
Subway.
it,
Would have been Subway at the theater. Or
if we're lucky, or it could have been a peanut butter and jelly sandwich from the house. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
Being intentional on finding those quality moments is exactly what you need to do in order to have them. They are not going to always show up naturally. And even if they do show up naturally, if you're not looking for them, you may not notice it. You may not notice it.
I like what you and I did last year. We kind of pulled away from it a little bit, but each of us put 25 different dates we'd like to go on here locally, and we put them into a bowl. And you didn't know the dates I put in. I didn't know the dates you put in. And we'd pull one each week, and whatever it was, we just went and did it.
Yeah, we scheduled that week, and we said, okay, we could do it on a Thursday night or Saturday night.
We pulled it on Sunday and said, we're going to have to accomplish this by next Sunday before we pull. And it was great. We did all kinds of new stuff.
That's then actually how we
pulled the curling one, and then it all kind of died out. Huh?
That was my date.
But then we didn't do it, and then curling. What do you?
We still need to do the curling, but the fun thing is because of that intentional date per week that we did, we ended up buying a boat. Do you want to tell everybody how we ended up buying a pontoon boat?
Yeah, I mean, we had in there as one of the dates, and I think I put it in there.
You did?
Go out on the boat with Kai, our son. He had bought a boat that was a POS, but he bought it. And again, this is where I'm proud of him because he said, I'm going to do something. I'm not just going to sit here on my hands. I'm going to buy a boat. He bought a boat. And he worked on it a little bit, had some people work on it a little bit, literally never got it to leave the dock, which is sad. But I put in there, we're going to go out on the boat with Kai. And I threw it out there to the universe. We'll go down there one Saturday. We'll hook it up and it'll work because that's what we want. We went down there, put it in the water, just sputtered, and the battery was dead, all kinds. And I turned over. I was like, well, this is going to be a lost day if we just give up on this. So I turned over, and there was a marina there, and I said, hey, maybe we can just rent a boat. So we rented a pontoon boat. It was a Saturday, and we put his boat back on the trailer and said, you're done. We went out down the Colorado River from Willow Beach and had a great time and enjoyed the river, enjoyed the time out there. And the next day was Sunday. We went to Bass Pro Shop and bought a pontoon boat.
I know, because you know what? Those moments that we had on that rented pontoon boat are still some of my incredible memories. And so that quality moment is what got us to where I wanted more of those. So
Wonderful.
We were very intentional. We went down, we bought the pontoon boat, and we've been now enjoying it.
We went down to the Bass Pro Shop. I didn't know we were going to buy a boat.
So
you and I have different personalities.
No. I knew we were
the only reason we bought a boat is because you're spontaneous and an absolute nut.
Hey, I studied for 3 hours before we went down to Bass Pro Shop.
Like when we bought our trailer, our fifth wheel, we went down to Camping World. Where did we go?
Camping World.
We went down to Camping World, and I said, as we were approaching, I said, I promise you we're not going to walk away here owning a trailer. And she said, I can't make that promise. And a couple hours later, we were at the M Hotel having a hamburger with a deed for a trailer in our pocket.
But we didn't even have a truck to pull it yet.
You're an absolute crazy woman.
No, you know what
No. You're crazy.
I might be a little crazy,
My
but
God.
I love creating these quality moments. And sometimes you have to do crazy things to accomplish
Imagine
that.
if we hadn't got that trailer. A couple years later, I wouldn't have caught the back of it on a pole at a gas station in St. George and pulled the whole back end off.
That's a whole other podcast, Max. That's
But
a
again,
whole different.
see, this is part of the thing, though. People will avoid doing things
Mm-hmm.
that they're not sure about for fear that something could go wrong. And when we got married, we were having kids, and I said something about, well, we got to make sure that they're protected from this. And you said they could walk out and get hit by a bus tomorrow. We just don't know.
You don't know.
So first of all, you instructed me and taught me, don't be worrying about every little thing. It's all going to work out. And it's okay if it's going to be a little difficult because the payoff's going to be amazing.
Yep, I agree with that. Well, Max, we've talked for about 20 minutes. I think
Is that too much?
I think we've enlightened a little bit on the quality moments remaining. And I think that now we should send it off to all the listeners to actually go and put a plan in place to be intentional about finding those.
Stop listening to us talk about it. And like Phil Knight and the logo for his company, the brand, the slogan for his company, what should they do, Jenny?
Just do it.
Just do it, baby. That's Thoughts for Rent with Max and Jenny here, coming to you from Henderson, Nevada. Realtors, keeping it real. We're excited to have been here with you today. I would love talking to you, Jenny, and we'll see you next time on Thoughts for Rent. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Jenny.
Bye.
Oh, there you go. Sound good? Okay, good. I'll pass over to Ireland. Here you go, Ken.
Thanks, Pops.